Hello, welcome back to Space Engineers. In today's video, I'll once again take a look at another design on the advent calendar for the Space Engineers workshop, and I've chosen this one specifically because of its name, because it reminded me of a very old ice cream that was discontinued many years ago. So this thing that I'm currently standing on top of is called the Selero Roaming Station, which is this lovely thing over here. So this is a hybrid station which can be flown around as a ship from that cockpit up there. We've got ion thrusters in all directions, one ion thruster in all directions, so you can say fly this over to a very busy area. Hopefully people will come over to you, park themselves up, go inside, spend some stuff at the vendor, and make yourself a nice bit of space credits. Then when things get too hot, when things get too, explosive around you, you then get out of the way thanks to the cockpit and thrusters around this thing. But anyway, press the F10, find its spawn menu. The Selero is 786 large blocks using no DLC packs, no mods, and no scripts. We see up to here there's part of the advent calendar, down here's a little bit of lore behind it, and all the way towards the bottom we got its specifications, which is its block count, PCU, and of course its length, width, and height. So go give this thing a thumbs up now that I see it. I believe that's supposed to be an O up there for the ice cream, this one is an E, but never mind, it still reminded me of it. Anyway, we're going to come over to this part right here, have a look around the outside, have a quick tour of the interior, and I believe that'll be that for this video, because it is a very self-explanatory design. So for the very front, or at least this section of the station, this is what we get. But right at the very bottom, we've got a doorway to go inside and actually access all the utilities of the station. Above that, we've got a cockpit to drive it around, as well as control a few bits and pieces around this vehicle. And surrounding all that, we've got some lovely orange and blue steel blocks to make up this top section of the design. If we come up slightly more, all the way up to here, we've got a laser antenna, we've got an interior pillar, one in red, one in white, with red blinking light on top. Round over here is one of two interior turrets, one there, and of course one there. Over this section we then got a compact antenna. Then looking around on the side of this thing, round to there, you do have an ore detector so you can fly up to asteroids, see if there's anything good on there, mine it up, then put it in the vending machine to sell to other people. Anyway, down onto the side, we'll look at it, this section right here. Here we go, so on the side of the docking pad, we then got Selero and fuel. Then down to there, some batteries, some solar panels to give it a nice bit of power, with a lone ion thruster to move you left and right. Come over to this part. We then got some very pinkish reddish blocks where we've got some piston heads on one section, then behind them is some action relays, then a bunch of grey steel blocks going around this yellow platform. Onto the opposite side, we exactly the same as what we just saw, apart from down to here where instead of solar panels we then got oxygen farms, looking up to the main station, then go over to the main building. Moving all the way up and looking down the landing pad, there we go, so we've got two connectors, two inset connectors, then a bunch of blaster edge blocks to make sure that if you do have a rough landing, hopefully they'll absorb the impact. Then around the outside where I'm currently standing as well, we then got some cover walls for you to hide behind if there are shots coming towards you due to an oncoming ship. Anyway, down onto this section, onto the main body, putting on my light, there we go. So on the main body itself, down below where we're going to be going inside, we then got a large cargo container, which is all being conveyed up, that comes all the way down on some batteries, down to a very exposed hydrogen tank. Then at the very bottom, we got ourselves another lone ion thruster to move you up. That's been covered up by some windows, some ladders, and some steel blocks. Looking in from below, and there we go with a little passage as well. Come up over on this side, there we go, it's going to be exactly the same as what we just saw. Then moving on to this section, another very exposed hydrogen tank, more batteries, another connector, this time with a merge block on top. Round on the side, there we go, to the opposite, and there we are with the exact same setup. Then for the actual very rear of this thing, this is going to be for your large ship or a gigantic ship that cannot come close to the station and you see other ports. This will come across thanks to some catwalks, we've got conveyors right below it, we then see some deck with ladders going all the way in between each of these on the bottom and the sides, then a connector right on the very side there for you to dock up to, come out your door and walk across towards the station, where behind this Gatling turret we'll have another doorway to go inside. Look on the side once again, there's an O2H2 generator, then onto this section there's another ion thruster to help move you forwards. Then looking at it like so, there we are for all our hydrogen tanks. If you move up onto this section, look down, there once again with our turrets, looking down at the very top, looking at the very hole, then moving down underneath it, looking at as a whole. So again we see that ion thruster, our exposed hydrogen tanks, then of course below the station are solar panels, oxygen farms, then how everything's being conveyed up, with another Gatling turret right below, facing towards the front. What's there? There we are with another ion thruster. That would look at it like so, there it is. And with that, that's a very brief look around the outside of the Selero Roaming Station, and does look bloody fantastic for how it's all been set up for such a small and very compact station. It does look very good for how it's all been set up, and I see something flashing in the distance right over there. What is that? There's a mining carriage. There we go. And we've got some space pirates up there. I believe I saw another flash in the distance back there, but that does not matter. So what I'm going to do now is grab on my character and have a little wander around the station. So off we go around here. This is what's like compared to the Engineer. So it is a fairly big station, so you can get a fairly big ship inside here, maybe even a frigate, if that's what we want to do. But if not, you always got those side docking pads, and of course the rear docking pads, if they're not enough. All the way up to here, look down, action relays. And once we're done, we now head towards the station. Of course, we've got windows on the side so we can see who's inside the station already. Yeah, so we can open up this doorway. There we go. And now we're on the inside. So there's no double door for an airlock. It's just straight onto the interior. And this is what we're greeted with. So around the very middle, we've got ourselves a survival kit, which is currently on its side. Make sure it can be all conveyed up to the top and the bottom. Then, of course, we've got a contract, we've got our store, and a few seats around the outside for you to sit on, and of course, to recharge your suit. Of course, on this one, it's your store. Nothing's set up. You have to do that yourself. And that's going to be saved for the contracts over here. Then for your survival kit, there we go. Looking down, looking up. And that's about it for the inside. So it's a very simplistic station overall. It's got all the very basics you need. And it's going to be very easy to actually expand this out if you want to have more stuff on here. Or if you want to actually armor it up, cover up those hydrogen tanks, add a few more guns on there. Or just extend out this entire station. Or maybe just turn it into a gigantic battleship. But yes, we come through this doorway, come towards the back, to our large ship docking pad. There we go. And that's about it for the inside, and on for the experience. So all we've got to do now is come all the way out of this doorway, up into here, get into the seats. And there we go, first person view, this is what we get. We've got a very clear view of who's coming to dock up to this. So bringing up the HUD here we go. So then one's going to view our antenna on top, turn that on and off. We then got controls for our Gatling turrets and interior turrets to turn them on and off. And then finally we've got our ion thrusters to turn them off all the way around the station. So now if we move this around, nothing is going to happen. Then with them turned on, moving around there, yes, we're not going to be able to fly around at very high speeds. In fact, we're going to take quite some time to even get up to reasonable speeds. So there is that, but it's still a very good thing and a very handy thing to be able to fly a station around to maneuver it to a better position. But with that, that's pretty much it for all this station has to offer. It's a fantastic little station, fantastic little large ship, if you want to use it as such, to use in your world. There'll be a link to its description below. And I believe the only way to actually finish this off is go to a space pirate, actually see how well this station can handle it. So here we go, we're now approaching space pirates, the guns have engaged, and we're going to start shooting into it. I believe it is Gatling turret right below there that has open fire. Yes, it has. We're going to have to get a bit closer for the interior turrets to open fire. And here we go, all the way out to it. It's going to start maneuvering around. Will the interior turrets start the fire? I might need to actually make sure they are turned on in just a second. There they are, that space pirate is currently in a very poorly condition. I'm not actually too sure if it's going to be able to fight back. But coming to here, finding the turrets. There we go. And I want to make sure this is going to start targeting the weapons. There is that one. Make sure this one is also going to start targeting weapons. There we go. Now we're going to tilt this all the way up. We see they're trying to go for that hydrogen tank right there, but it's not going to be enough. It looks like the gun has been disabled. It looks like they have blown up in the middle. And there we go. So yes, this station can take out a space pirate if it does come close, provided it's one of the small ones that doesn't have too many guns on it. Anyway, that's enough of me messing around with this ship. There'll be a link to its description below, like I said, as well as a link to the Skybox I'm currently using. I'll be back with another video some point soon. Bye bye.